Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulil Kareem. So inshallah we start the introduction to the book inshallah. قال الإمام الحافظ. So the Imam al-Hafiz, so the person narrating this book, he says that so the book starts after this basically. Before that he's saying here that Ibn Hajar rahimahullah, he said the book. So it's Al-Imam al-Hafiz. Now I had compiled it, but it never saved on the computer. The Hafiz, you have different titles. Again, these are arbitrary. Everybody doesn't agree on this. That is exactly as it is. But what they have is they have different levels. For example, you have a muhaddith, and you call it a muhaddith and a scholar. And then you go on to a person who's a hafiz. I can be mistaken here because I wrote the numbers, but I don't remember them exactly. They say a hafiz is roughly a person who knows 100,000 ahadith. I remember hadith means each hadith is one sanad and one matan. You have, so it's not like 100,000 matan, 100,000 variations and chains. So he knew 100,000. After you have a hakim. So a hakim is one who knows, I think they say 200,000 or something like that. But again, people disagree that is this like, it's not like set in stone. But they do use these, and hafiz is basically someone who knows a lot of hadith. So when you have a hafiz, that means that in those times everyone knew the Quran, so hafiz is not really about the Quran. Everybody would learn the Quran by heart. All the ulama knew the Quran by heart. But when they said hafiz, they referred to somebody who knew about 100,000 ahadith, meaning and the matan. So when he says that hafiz, that's what he refers to. But again, it's not like set in stone that, it has to be this. But that's what a kind of rough, loose term. So Ahmad ibn Ali ibn Hajar al-Asqalani rahimahullah, he says, and this is his book, Alhamdulillah alladhi lam yazal aliman qadiran. All praise to Allah who is forever alim, all knowing and all powerful. The lam yazal, why lam yazal used and not by the past tense used within the balagha, and aliman qadiran is sifat in aqidah inshallah. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad alladhi arsaluhu ila an-nasi kafatan bashiran wa nadhira. And peace and salutation be upon the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to whom Allah sent to all of the people as a bashir, a bearer of glad tidings, and a bearer and a warner. Wa ala ali Muhammad wa sahbihi wa sallama tasliman kathira. Amma ba'd. So now this Ibn Hajar is saying this. Amma tasanif fi istilahi ahli al-hadith kad kathurat wa busitat wa ikhtusirat. Okay? He's saying here the tasanif, meaning the books and the writings regarding istilah, and from there you get mustalah, the terminologies of Ahlul Hadith. Ahlul Hadith, it doesn't mean those who reject taqleed, who reject the scholars. It means Ahlul Hadith and the scholars of Hadith. It means here Ahlul Hadith, the people who teach Hadith and focus Hadith, narrate Hadith. The books regarding their mustalah, what does munkar mean, what does shadh mean? There's so many books. And I can give you a whole list of books. Inshallah, we can go through at the end when we get more familiar with it. But just give you a bit information. One of the main books, there's many books. So one of the main books that everybody refers to is like the Alfiyyah ibn Malik. It's a standard in Nahwa. Everything's based on that more or less. Or the Kitab of Saywi, everything is derived from that. Or in tafsir, every tafsir that has narrations is based on Tabari. Most of the books that has balagha is either a off branch of Zamakhshari, etc., etc. So one of the main standard primary resources of Mustalahul Hadith, the people wrote before him as well, but his book became standard. It's called Maqdimah of Ibn Salah. That's just one name you need to know for now. So there's many tasanif, and everything's more or less based around this. Somebody would expand on it, somebody would shorten it, somebody make a poem about it, somebody does this, somebody does that. But more or less, he used the works of the people before him, and everybody after him then expanded on him. But more or less everything goes through his works. Okay? So he says many of them, most of them are based on the Muqaddimah of Ibn Salah. So we've now learned this one word here. So in Mustalah al-Hadith, one of the primary books you need to remember is the Muqaddimah of Ibn Salah. So Ibn Hajar rahmatullah alayhi is saying that the tasanif in istilah terminologies of Ahlul Hadith is too many. For Busitat, some are very stretched out, extensive, expansive, have long books, like full of details. Waqtusirat, some of them are short. So they have different variations. فَسَأَلَنِي بَعْضُ الْإِخْوَانِ. So some of my friends, Ikhwan here friends, but it's one of his students, probably, or some say his teacher, wallahu alam. The different opinions who this is. But anyway, one of my friends, one of my brothers, they asked me an ulakhisa, to summarize. An ulakhisa lahu al-muhimma min dhalik. So one of my friends said, listen, all these books are too long, some are too short, I don't get what they're saying. Can you do talkhis and just summarize and pick out the main parts? Al-muhimma, summarize the muhim, the important parts from من ذلك المصطلحات, from those books, just pick out the main thing and give a nice little book that we can work with. فأجبته إلى سؤاله. So أجبته, I accepted his request. أجبت إلى سؤاله, I accepted his request. رجاء مفعول له, in hope. الاندراج في تلك المسالك, in hope that I اندرج يندرج, to become included, to be included in that chain, that way, that method, that chain of masalik, chain of writers, or chain of ulama. So I write books of hadith, I'll also be a part of them. There's humility. But this is saying, so basically, one of his students, or one of his friends, or satis, or classmates, or teachers, somebody asked him, look, there's too many books, some are long, some are short. Give something very easy we can work with, and we can then get an idea of what these words mean. We say, what does hadith munkar mean? What these words come in the books? What does da'if mean? Or what does this mean? So we get an idea. So he said, I compiled this book. So this is the reason he compiled the book. Understood? Yes, so this is the reason behind his compiling the book. And inshallah, tomorrow we'll start the actual text, inshallah. So this is the introduction, why he wrote the book, and then he goes on to start the text. Any questions? Okay. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.